Some people don't leave your life, they leave your sight. You stop talking to them, you stop seeing them. Sometimes years pass, but somehow, they stay. In your thoughts, in quiet moments, in random memories you never invited. And the question that slowly starts hurting is simple. Why this person? Why not others? Why do they stay in my mind longer than they should? This is not weakness, this is not obsession, and it's definitely not madness. This is psychology. The human mind doesn't remember people, it remembers emotions that were never resolved. When someone enters your life and triggers a strong emotional response, love, validation, hope, pain, rejection, safety, your brain creates a neural pattern around that feeling. And here's the truth most people don't understand. The brain doesn't let go of unfinished emotional stories. It keeps replaying them, not because you want to, but because it wants closure. That's why some people stay in your mind longer than they should. Not because they were perfect, but because something was left incomplete. Psychology calls this an open emotional loop. When a connection ends suddenly, when there's no explanation, no proper goodbye, no emotional resolution, your subconscious mind keeps asking the same silent question. What was this supposed to become? And until that question is answered, the mind keeps returning to the same person, not out of love, out of confusion. You might think you miss them, but most of the time, you miss how they made you feel about yourself. Maybe they made you feel seen, chosen, important, alive. Or maybe they triggered pain you never healed before them. Either way, your brain associates that emotional state with that person, and the brain loves familiarity, even painful familiarity. That's why the mind prefers the known pain over an unknown peace. Another reason people stay stuck in your mind is emotional imprinting. When someone enters your life during a vulnerable phase, loneliness, insecurity, stress, transition, their presence becomes emotionally amplified. They become symbolic, not just a person, but a phase of your life. So every time your mind drifts back to that phase, their image comes with it. Not because you want them back, but because your brain is revisiting a version of you, a version that felt something deeply. This is why you can be logically over someone, yet emotionally still pulled toward them. Logic lives in the conscious mind. Attachment lives in the subconscious. And the subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotional memory. That's also why forcing yourself to stop thinking never works. The more you resist a thought, the more attention you give it, and attention is fuel. Psychology shows that suppressed emotions don't disappear. They go underground and resurface later as intrusive thoughts. That's why people appear in your mind at night, during silence, when distractions stop, because silence removes the filters. Another powerful reason some people stay longer in your mind is identity attachment. At some point, they became part of how you saw yourself. You weren't just you were you with them. When that bond breaks, the mind doesn't just lose a person, it loses an identity. And the brain hates identity loss, so it replays memories, conversations, moments, trying to rebuild a sense of wholeness. This is why healing feels uncomfortable, because healing means letting go of an old version of yourself. And the mind resists change, even when change is healthy. But here's something important you need to hear. If someone stays in your mind longer than they should, it doesn't mean they're meant to return. It means they were meant to teach. Some people enter your life not to stay forever, but to activate something within you. Self-worth, boundaries, awareness, strength. Once the lesson is learned, the attachment slowly fades. That's why over time, you stop feeling pain and start feeling clarity. You can remember them without emotional charge. That's the sign of healing. The goal isn't to erase people from your mind. The goal is to remove the emotional grip they have over you. And that happens when you stop asking, why did they leave? And start asking, what did this experience awaken in me? When you understand that, your mind no longer needs to replay the story, because the lesson is complete. So if someone is still living rent-free in your head, Don't judge yourself. Your mind is not broken. It's processing. And once it's done learning, it will let go, naturally. Not with force, not with denial, but with peace.